Willie D. Live.
What's up, family? A substitute teacher was arrested for putting hands on a student. Now, I know how you feel about that, fam. Grown people ain't got no business putting their hands on kids. Well, check out the reason and let me know if you might have a change of heart. The reason Raquan Smith thought it was necessary to ding fries and shake a kid is because this particular kid allegedly called him a racial slur. And when Raquan heard that word, he blacked out. All he heard was the bell and he came out swinging. I ain't got no problem with that. I bet he won't do it no more. Yeah, fam, that's right. Some of these students are out of control. Quan even told him, well, you lost your mind. I mean, at first they were going toe to toe. Next thing you know, I could tell by the kid's form, though, he didn't have nothing. Next thing you know, Sub caught him. Bing! Dropped him, got on top of him, and put a little humiliation exclamation mark on that boy's face. Now, here's the deal, fam. I don't feel sorry for him because some of these kids have lost their mind. They want to buck up to adults. They want to put their hands on adults. I heard that he allegedly pushed the teacher some jerked on his shirt or something along those lines. And the teacher came out swinging. He challenged him to a squabble. Now, here's the deal, fam. You got to be careful. If you're going to work around these kids, you got to be careful because a lot of these kids ain't got no home training. And you got to go in knowing that you might have to defend yourself one day. And when you do, you better make sure you're in the right. In this situation, we couldn't tell who started the fight or how the fight started. The video started mid-fight. So we don't know what happened prior to. But I can tell you once he dropped the student, he may have had a case of self-defense. But once he stood over him, and he smacked him when he had him already down, now that's a little bit harder to explain. And I do believe they are going to punish him for that. Now, he's going to have to get a very, very, very good lawyer to avoid jail time. If I was his lawyer, this is how I would defend my client. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you Exhibit A. Show a teacher getting beat up. Exhibit B. Show a teacher getting beat up. Exhibit C. Show a teacher getting beat up. Exhibit D. Show a teacher getting beat up. Exhibit E. Show a teacher getting beat up yet again by a student. Showing how unruly some of these kids are and how they challenge teachers and push them over the edge, how disrespectful they are. You got to paint the picture because some people may not have been watching some of these videos we've been seeing of these kids time and time again, just totally disrespecting authority. Now, I get it, fam. Some of these teachers ain't about nothing. Some of the principals, people that work in administration ain't about jack. Listen, fam, I'm going to keep it transparent. I've been there. I put hands on the principal before. But this principal was the worst kind of principal ever. He was a bully. He picked on me and other students. Nobody liked him. He was one of the worst. He used to paddle girls. This was back in the paddling days. So he used to paddle girls so he could feel on them. And it was understood. Girls knew, and they knew if they got in trouble, they could just kind of sweet talk him and they could get off the hook. He was one of those types. Nobody liked him. So I took joy in taking one for the team. Got suspended. But if I got to do it again, I wouldn't. See, I know the consequences of my actions now. I really understand the error of my ways. I really understand that when you go into these school environments, fam, when you are dealing with people who are in positions of authority, you just gotta let them have that grace. You got to give them grace. You know, even when they out of pocket, when they say something crazy, whatever, don't try to show your teacher up. Nobody likes to be talked down to or showed up. You know, especially people in authority, people that have some authority over you. They don't want to be chastised. They don't want to be chastised. They don't want to be belittled. They don't want to be embarrassed. And you really don't have to do that unless you let your ego get in the way. And that's what I did. I let my ego get in the way. And I just took off on them. Did them bad. Took off on them. Would absolutely not make a move like that. And I wouldn't advise anybody do anything like that, because you could really ruin your life, not to mention your academic career. It's really not worth it, right? It's not even worth being a class clown. You know, I remember being a class clown back in the day. It ain't worth it, because every class got a clown. All you got to do is just step back and let somebody else assume the role. And you can still get your laughs in, but you're the one that'll be cool. You'll be off the hook. The other person gonna get punished. And you can just sit back and still get your laughs in, but you won't get punished. You won't miss no school days. You won't get behind on your grades. You'll be in good standings. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with Raquan, but if I was on the jury, I'd give the man grace. It wouldn't even make it to a jury. If I was the prosecutor, if I was the judge, I'd give him a break. Like, look, man, you know you was wrong. Give him a stern warning. I just point at him real hard. Look, man, don't do that no more. You don't put your hands on kids. Something like that, you know. And that's about it. I'm not giving him a day in jail or nothing. I wouldn't even give him a fine. Now, what happened to the youngster? In the hospital. ICU. Put him in the hospital. He brought that upon himself. And I would dare say that some of these youngsters need a good whooping, because they don't respect nothing. You know why they don't respect nothing? Because there's never any consequences for their actions. That's why they behave the way they behave. So I don't have any empathy for them. People that start fights, they don't get to play the victim with me. If you start a fight and you get your ass whooped, you don't get to be the victim. No more talk.